are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire youth wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
Together we are
Robring.
And welcome to the Smackdown live review. The WWE Universe finally welcome back. The people, the crowds are back in the WWE, the first show. And, it's actually the go-home show for Money in the Bank. So there was a lot of stuff coming out of this show. Also a return to somebody that we didn't expect that was going to come back. But he's back. So we're going to be talking about every single thing about the show. Thank you so very much to every single one of you that is watching, because without you, we wouldn't be anything. So thank you so very much. Please, the ones, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch now, please start subscribe. Get us to get to 2,000 to 3,000, every single one of you. We're really excited. It's going to be a great weekend. We have this. This is how we start. Then we're going to have Impact, and we finish with Money in the Bank. So, Paul, what do you think about this show?
Yeah, like you said, we have a busy weekend, and, we kicked off that weekend here with, I got to say, a pretty good edition of SmackDown. I hope that this trend continues because, there's just fans. The excitement is there. We have, Pato, see, Pato,
Pato. Right there, he said, is it true that, the people are coming back? Yes, it is.
They're back.
Yeah, it's back. It's back. Yeah, sí, la gente está de vuelta en los escenarios, sí. Sí, go ahead.
Yeah, so, this was, the energy was there, and I thought a lot of the matches made sense. Everything was good, I thought, on this show for the most part. I just want to see now, the next thing we're going to see is Money in the Bank. I am excited for it because this show was good. Is Money in the Bank going to deliver? And then the real test, how's Monday Night Raw going to do with crowd?
Exactly.
But for SmackDown here, this was really, a good, and they kicked it off, the best thing, because the crowd's hot. What are you going to feed the crowd right when they're hot? Are you going to give them, oh yeah, here's Seth Rollins, or here's, the street? No, you're going to give them the Universal Champion.
You're going to give them the best that you have. Exactly. You're not going to start with something lame. You're going to give it with the best storyline, the best main event. So we're going to be talking about everything. Once again, we're the original rubric for the ones that don't know who we are. We actually cover every single show in wrestling. We cover AEW, we cover Impact, we cover every single show in the WWE, a wide variety of stuff right here. Also, we have soccer, so don't forget, give us a subscription, comment, let us know what you guys think about the show. Crowds are once again back, and before we start, Paul, always people to help us out with the videos that we do in the past. Yesterday we always cover NXT UK, probably the greatest show to enjoy of, the WWE, and Walter, he was about to go against Dragunov for the NXT UK Championship. Unfortunately, the match was canceled, Paul, but despite that, a really great show. 2 championship matches involved in this show also.
Yeah, this was really good. The main event with the Heritage Cup was all right, kind of a basic match. I feel like I've seen it before, nothing too out of the ordinary between Tyler Bate and Mark Coffey. But, Meiko Satomura, Amel, really good. Like you and I said, a match where Amel lost, but we felt like she got herself over with the audience. We saw, hey, there's a future star right here. But then this was the main thing, too, this stare down, this press conference. This was great. It got you excited for the rematch. And then, 2 segments later, they said, oh, Walter severely hurt his left hand or a right hand, whichever hand, one of them. And, he's going to be out for a while. They don't know. And they're like, this match is pretty much postponed, canceled, however you want to call it. So nobody really knows. They said, is this a work? Is it a shoot? Nobody knows. It's crazy.
What does Paul think, though? What does Jean-Paul think about that? What is your gut telling you?
I feel like it's got to be a work. But I don't know. Because it's, why wouldn't this be? Don't you think you would have heard about this? I don't think he would have been wrestling all over on the indies, that he would have heard it there. If he would have heard it in training, maybe they could have kept it hush hush if he just heard it that day before they filmed this or something, or maybe even after they filmed it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I hardly think that I don't know. They had something going on. Maybe, with the return of somebody that we're going to talk about in just a little bit, maybe they want Walter also in the main roster. But, it will be a lot easier if you just have the match and then you let him go. So, I don't know.
Yeah, unless their thing is, they were like, you know what, we're going to do this match. And then, they got cold feet because maybe, like you said, they want Walter on the main roster or they want him somewhere else. And they go, we don't want to beat this guy and then send him somewhere else and be like, oh, he's so legit. And it's like, oh, but didn't you get beat at the last place you were? Maybe they want him to get quote unquote hurt. So like Asuka did. Oh, I just forfeit the title and then when I'm healthy, I get my promotion.
Exactly. So, we'll see what happens, but don't forget to check out the review because there's a lot of great stuff coming out of that show. But Paul, it is time to talk about, SmackDown. And like we said to Pato, crowds are finally back. The WWE universe is back at shows. So, they had a complete sold out, and that was actually in Houston, Texas. It would start the weekend for Money in the Bank. And we had the chairman of the WWE, Mr. Kennedy McMahon. Legit, like everybody welcomes him. We all hate him. We all love him. Maybe not much love. Most hate for the decisions that he makes.
Oh, it's definitely a love-hate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hate. So but he comes out and he just said, "Where the hell you been?" So that to me is a little lame. Again, it shows that I don't know if he's seen out or I don't know. I heard that in the past that he just doesn't want to be involved in it anymore.
He just randomly wandered out there. Where the hell have you been? And then Wanda's back. They're like, shit, Vince, what are you doing? And he's like,
I see the guy, I get excited. I want to no, and of course, he's like,
he can't because he tries to do the strut, but he can't do it anymore. That Vince walk. He tries to do it, and it's like, so. Come on.
It's like, man, we want to get behind McMahon and all of that, but unfortunately, he just said, "Oh yeah, where you guys been?" and done. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. But then he just left, and that's what got as the opening, and then he just gave the crowd, salutes and all of that. So the big dog came out. What do you think about the scenario, the entrances, and all of that?
Oh, I mean, this was good, to start off the show with this match. A match you had called. You said, "Don't be surprised." They have a 6-man tag. Boom. That was the first match the following week.
Give me what I want, right?
And then, but I mean, this is, you got to think, crowd is coming back. They're hot. This is going to be the first WWE show in how many months? Over a year. And they're going to see Edge, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, the Usos, and, Dominic. There's a lot of stars in this match. Give them this match first. To me, this made the most sense. This was great and smart booking. And, it was good. I love the entrances. Roman. The crowd was so loud. You heard some people booing, a lot of people cheering. It was really mixed, but it was really loud. And that's the main thing. People were making noise for Roman, and that's what you want.
Yes, exactly. So it was good. And he said Pato is really excited. He says, yes. See, even he's trying to his English. Finally, there's crowds, he says, right there.
Yep.
So yeah, it's exciting. And, we got to see, like you said, Tribal Chief, head of the table, saluting to the crowd. We got to Jimmy and Jay. And this is going to be the kickoff show for Money in the Bank, Paul. They're going to have to defend the championships, the Mysterios against Jimmy and Jay. So, hey, it's going to be probably a chance for the Usos to get those championships. I really think that the reign for the Mysterios, they wanted to just give the moment before WrestleMania or after WrestleMania.
Can you imagine? Okay, they have a short bullshit title reign, and Ray's like, get used to it, mijo. Short title reigns.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
they never treat us legit. They never treat us legit. They will never do it.
That this title reign is so short. You're telling me you couldn't have let them win it at WrestleMania?
Exactly. Absolutely.
To me, this is so tainted, but no, this was still really good, and I do think they are gonna lose it to the Usos.
I really like how they did this with the new the screen and all of that. Look at that. Roman Reigns being choked out, all the Usos too by Edge. They're trying their hardest to get fans back, and this was the first opportunity of WWE to do so. So I think that the effort is well received. I enjoy this. What do you think about the match? I mean, to me, they gave me a really great beginning of the show. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, this was really good. Ray had a lot of good spots. He looked really strong in here. Edge looked really good. They had all the spots, but everything made sense. All these guys know how to work. They know how to wrestle. You know what I mean? They don't just do stupid shit. They're not like, oh, let's do crazy spots to pop the crowd. No, these guys are let's put our spots in when it makes sense. We lead the crowd into it. They bait them. Oh, we get them excited, and we hit the, Ray hits the 619. Oh, we caught it. Oh no, he didn't hit it. All this stuff. I like that spot, like you said. Catches the 619, and then actually Roman beats him, but then Edge hits the spear, or he hugs him. I don't know. You tell me which one, but it was in between. That one was, but no. I mean, this match was really good. Like I said, the crowd was. I mean, is the crowd different than the Thunderdome? Do we see that now? Oh, absolutely.
It makes the difference. Yeah, the crowd is just the soul of professional wrestling. We need people.
Yeah.
We need
even though we did see it at WrestleMania, but like it has been, a little bit since then. We were back for the Thunderdome for a little while, but this feels so fresh, and I'm glad this is what we're going to see moving forward.
And of course, out of all of them, Ray has to get the pin because it's just
and it's kind of that was kind of like a botch finish. He hit the ropes, and then Jimmy kind of punched him, but like Ray, but before that, Ray tried to roll up Jay, but he like couldn't really grab the roll over him because again Ray is kind of short, so he couldn't really like get over top of Jay. So that was kind of awkward. But Jimmy got the uppercut on him, and then Jay got him 1, 2, 3. So a tainted win, but the heels won, and I mean that was the right thing to see. But was that it though, or did Edge have to get one more lick in? What happened?
No, yeah, like you said, Ray has to get the one with the pin, but then Edge was ballistic. He was like nuts. Like you see sadistic Edge coming back, and like you see like the chair and all of that action right there, and then he gets another piece of like the chair also, like you said, like one of like you see that right there. He's just like he's enjoying this.
He looks like a homeless man.
Oh yeah, but I mean, the intensity in Edge, you gotta give it.
Oh, it's so good.
Instead of like our boy Christian Cage, in AEW, so I'm finding Matt Hardy.
And this is another thing too, not to go too off topic, but it is our show. This is why Edge is so legit, and he's on the weekly shows, and he's wrestling, and he gives us good matches. That's why we get excited about him. But then you give us somebody like Goldberg, that's rumored to be Bobby Lashley's opponent at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah.
But and Goldberg gives us nothing like this. He gives us, it's not good.
He gives a hand and he's like, "Oh, give me my paycheck."
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, see, this is a real true legend.
And guess who's there?
And there's another guy. Yep, Stephen Butler.
Our boy. Yep. Our boy is always
throw it back up. Let's see the eyes again. Let's see the eyes.
Yeah, okay. You want the eyes? Yeah, people want the eyes. All right. That's how we get when we get more subscribers. So please, everybody that is watching, we have 3 outlets now. We have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have Twitch. Comment, let us know what you guys feel about the show, what you guys thought about the return of the WWE Universe. But like you said, and then he goes to Roman, and this is even worse eyes right there. Yeah, it's like guys, it's like 325 here.
That's what happens when you unsubscribe.
Yeah, no, that's what we get when you unsubscribe. So please don't do that. Like, I don't like to get my eyes shot like that. I'm actually gonna show you I'm wearing glasses because of every single one you do that has unsubscribed. So shame on you. Like Bailey, I'm gonna start calling you guys out. But yeah, it was like a great ending. And the only thing is like this: he held the championship. That means he's not gonna win.
Yeah, that to me, I was like, no, I was like, don't do it. And when he did it, I'm like, oh, done.
He jinxed himself. He completely jinxed himself. Like he don't do it like you said. And but like he's proving to Roman. He's like, oh, I'm better. I'm ready for that match. I'm thinking that Money in the Bank. This is gonna be like a great main event. I think this is gonna open close the show because Bobby Lashley and Kofi have to pretty much open that, or like a Money in the Bank will do. But like Edge is doing really great his work. He even said in the bump, he said that like maybe he doesn't have a lot of matches in him. Maybe like later in next year, that maybe like a WrestleMania, that will be the end of his career, and that's fine. He's getting what he wants, but he needs to end with like a WWE Championship. Otherwise, I will be really upset. But post match poll, so we lost, and it's like, Ray, of course I'm the short one. I got a lose, man. It is what it is. As long as like Miko doesn't get pinned, I'm good. So it's like, okay, guys, it's like,
your Rey Mysterio voice is legit.
We're the same. We're Hispanics. We can do that. But anyway, so he goes with Edge, and so it's like Mysterio.
How bullshit was that? Instead of Caleb being like, oh guys, a good showing out there. Sorry you came up on the losing end. Ray, do you mind if I have a word with Edge? And Rhea goes, oh, okay, no problem. Come on, Dominic. And instead, she's like, Edge. And then Ray just like, so.
It's freaking racist. And then they say that they don't treat the Hispanics right.
Yeah. And then Ray's like, so just like, oh, I guess I'm just a
so
piece
when
of
they
shit.
interview Jean Paul, it's going to be Juan, can you go outside? And like, okay, Miko. And then I grab my Dominic, like, okay, let's go. Yeah. So, but the promo was good. He pretty much said, I got to become a sadistic son of a bitch to be in the same level of Roman. And after I do that, I'm going to be able to win, the Universal Championship. And that's fine. We need that we need that version of Edge. We need like the rated R superstar that goes all the way and does whatever it takes to win a championship. So I'm digging this really big time. So this is good. And then, the Riddler came out.
Yeah, I was going to say like the Batman villain. He's like,
Jim Carrey right there. Yeah.
But this was a good promo by Rollins though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this
Oh
was
yeah.
just, the intensity of when he got to the end, when he's just going through it, how, he's like, oh, I'm actually cheering for you. I want you to beat Roman because then I won't, I'm going to do my part. Don't worry. I'm going to win the money in the bank and then I'm going to cash it in,
For you.
yeah. And
For
then
you.
and I mean, it's so good. And just the intensity, because he started off goofy, like you said, the Riddler, Jim Carrey, but then at the end, he got real intense.
Oh yeah.
And,
He got
it's
really,
like,
yeah.
and you almost believe it. I'm like, if they want to do something crazy, maybe they'll give it to Edge, 30 seconds, stomp and done, and they give it to Rollins.
Maybe that's a great thing. And but like either they do that or he's gonna play a factor in the match. Let's say Edge is about to win it, and then Rollins like that causes
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think they would do.
Pulls the referee out.
To me, like that's what you would do if you wanted to do something shocking and absolutely crazy. But to me, the smart thing and the thing you should do is, unfortunately, just Roman wins. I guess Edge. I mean, when he picked up the belt and everything. I mean, yeah, it would be cool if Edge wins it, but where does he go? Would his first feud be Rollins?
It's true.
But I mean, I don't know. The whole thing I like about this is it's not a feud where we go, oh, we know Bobby Lashley's going to beat Kofi, and we have zero interest. At least it gets us talking and it gets us all
and after
thinking.
that, Goldberg is going to come and challenge Bobby Lashley.
But with this, we don't really know who's going to win. It gets us all talking and
that's
thinking.
the excitement and the intrigue because you're doubting what's going to happen or what is. This guy came out and does the same thing. Poor Fidel. Sami Zayn is so good at what he does, but like he's so overrated. Isn't like that Dolph Ziggler category, that like I just want my paycheck and that's fine. I want to liberate Cuba one more time. It's all good. Like he just keeps talking about the conspiracy theories. Like he says that the money in the bank should be given to him. Just there's no need for the match. Just give me the briefcase and all of that. And all of a sudden, Smiley Finn. It's not even the Prince. It's Smiley Finn. Comes out to the shock of a lot of people. There were reports that like he was gonna come back to SmackDown today. And I don't know how to feel about this because to me, the first run he was a complete failure. But if they treat him better, hopefully, like if we can get something good out of Finn Balor. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw like the music, I was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I was like, okay. And then when he came out and I saw he didn't have the serious look on his face, he kind of had like the bright, I mean, I don't know. It was just he just didn't have that Prince look. Like you said, he looked like the Smiley Finn, and it was like, oh, this isn't good. You know what I mean? This is not good. Why? Why do this to this guy? You saw it didn't get over the first time you did it. You saw how over he was in NXT. At least Michael Cole mentioned, he's a 2-time NXT champion, so they at least acknowledge that. But I mean, the one thing that saved it is he didn't come to the ring and cut a bullshit promo. He came to the ring, kicked the crap out of Sami Zayn, and then there you see he still doesn't have that intensity that he had when he was the Prince. But I mean, at least he was dominant and looked strong. But I mean, to put him here as a baby face, I mean, maybe this is a guy they're lining up for Roman.
Yeah, maybe, and that could be like you said, he needs opponents, so that could be a good Finn Balor. But hopefully, if he's acting like the Prince, it will be more believable if he goes to Roman. Let's remember that the first time that he debuted on Monday Night Raw, he beat Roman. Yeah, so it could actually be. It's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. There's like a little bit of history because that's for the Universal Championship. This is the Universal Championship, so there's the history and everything. So.
No, there is a lot of history. So like this guy coming back is exciting, but what are they going to do after the fact? Because, okay, the shock is over. Now it's like, what are you going to do with the guy? Especially he was wearing all blue. I mean, it's SmackDown. It makes sense. We'll see what they do with Finn Balor. Is yet to be seen, Really good promo by Apollo Crews. They're doing the effort. They're showing that they want to give us a better show. This is the time for fans to actually get behind the product because they're pissed about AEW breaking $1 million, right, Paul? So let's hear what Stephen Balor says. Finn's return could be a success if he can stay healthy. Good point about Finn being a potential opponent for Roman. There you go, Paul. That's why we have you in the show. Legit stuff. Yeah, so Apollo Crews, really good promo. Like I said, at least you're showcasing him in a way that I believe he's a champion, and the fact that he's not there in the show, but at least a video package is shown, I'm okay with that. You need to do that with all these guys. That way I believe that they're legit. Because if they come loose, with a seize and all of that, no, it takes away the seriousness over the champion right there in Apollo. Don't just have him talk also. That is good.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just wish, some of his feuds he won more dominantly, not always with the help of Aziz or not always kind of like as a cheating heel. But, this was still pretty good. And, I'm glad that they're finally, these past couple months have been doing right by Apollo. He had the title reign on Monday Night Raw as the U.S. champ, comes here, Intercontinental champ, and that's good. Because a while he was just sparing just Titus Worldwide. And it's just like,
So, like, oh, they don't like me. I'm just here because I don't know if they need me or not. At least good for Apollo.
Me and Titus film videos with Dana Brooke.
That's fine, that's legit. Yeah. This is, she was like the accountant or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so let's go with like Shotzi Blackheart, but like I guess they don't have enough room in that tiny thing to put Blackheart, so they go with Shotzi, and also with like Knox. It's not even Tegan Knox. People have not.
Doesn't that sound like a cop show? Shotzi and Knox.
Shotzi and Knox. Yeah, yeah. They need like a theme song, like it's like like cops. Yeah, like that against Natalia and Tamina, like the tag champions, and they just beat them. They beat the tag champs. So what does that mean, Paul? That like automatically they get what?
I mean, they at this point, you started off Natalia and Tamina. You started them off good. When they won the titles, I thought they were good. I'm like, man, the crowds really was behind Tamina at WrestleMania. Maybe they'll still really be behind her again. But, a lot of people like Shotzi Blackheart, a lot of people like Tegan Knox. And, hey, you want to get these young women over. You want to debut them right. Maybe they're fast tracking them and they're going to put the belts on them. And if that's what you're going to do, that's fine. But, I mean, I feel like the Tamina and Natalia thing, that was like the Mysterios. They won the titles and boom, now they're losing them right away.
Exactly. Like they needed a good woman, but they don't know what to do.
But this picture right here is what took me out of this match. These women on commentary, Zelina's fine, but Liv Morgan is I don't know how Bo Dallas.
I don't know. Like a lot of people have a lot of faith in Liv, and also like they was like the last.
I mean, she. I mean, I'm glad Zelina, was added, and Liv is, good, in the ring, and I know I want to see her succeed, but just the way they were going back and forth, it was really like it was just annoying. It was annoying.
Some girls need more like like lifetime, so like they can develop like their talking skills. It is true, but like they added Tamina, Paul. Like that's breaking news for a lot of people. Like that's just going to be the final entrance for the Money in the Bank. Really, like the rumor was like Sonya Deville to be one of them. Unfortunately, they didn't go that route.
And see the how I always say like, oh, about crying wolf. To me, anytime I hear Becky Lynch, that's crying wolf. Because we go, oh, Becky Lynch. We hear that so many times. It's like, now you're just crying wolf. Like, Becky Lynch isn't going to show up. So.
I mean, well, like I said, like she's going to be out there. So maybe it's going to come out to whoever wins.
But doesn't that show you, how small the roster is?
Oh, yeah.
Had to add the tag champs.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a resource
why couldn't you add Toni Storm? You could have been debuting in Money in the Bank, Toni Storm, instead of, next week on SmackDown.
It's true. Like, they should do that. They should do that more often. Especially we're gonna see the feud. These two went at it, so that allow also to like Knox, not even Tegan Knox, to like roll up Natalia. They get the win.
Even Tegan Knox. Like
not even Tegan. No more. We don't have enough time. They don't pay us enough to say the whole name. So like they kept going at it, and like Liv gets like the upper hand out of everybody. Is she gonna win it? For me personally, I would like her to see her succeeding, just because of also the Riot Squad. Like I said last week, like give this girl a chance. She's improving a lot as a wrestler. She was one of like the Heyman girls. Like he wanted her to like be better. So maybe this is the opportunity for her. It will be a shock, and they need shockers in this type of matches. Build somebody that has not got the opportunity before. What is Pato saying? Like he said, the man is the most expected woman in like in this match. That's what he's like. He wants Becky Lynch. So
I mean, Becky's legit. I want her too, but she never comes back, so I don't know.
Pato, like mucha gente quiere a Becky Lynch, pero yo creo que es necesario que después, no ahora. Necesitan gente como ella, Liv Morgan. Necesitan darle una oportunidad a ella, ya que nunca le han dado una oportunidad. Por eso creo que ella se merece algo más que Becky Lynch. But anyway, going back to the English. So, that's what we have. And now, Paul, let's go to like the women's match. SmackDown Championship of the line. We know that Bayley's out for 9 months, even more than that, they said. And it's going to be the fun fact for all of you guys. Like, Bayley has not wrestled in front of cars. And, by the time that she gets back, it's going to be almost 2 years.
Yeah, I love when she's like, oh, I can't wait to miss the first crowd or the first, show with crowd, because I'm sitting in a hospital bed. She was all like, oh man, this is so great. Like,
I mean, like
obviously
the
being
fact that she plays
sarcastic,
along
but
with it
yeah.
is good. Like you gotta give
Yeah.
her so much props. Like the girl is actually, I feel bad because Bailey brings a lot to the table to this show as a heel, as a baby face. Bailey's just amazing.
I mean, that would have been legit if they would have like put her in an ambulance and like drove her there and like wheeled her in.
Yeah, and Pato is saying, when is Jean Paul gonna learn more Spanish? Well, tell the phrase that you know, Jean Paul.
Sí, potito, sí.
There you go. There you go. See, yeah. Poco a poco, Pato. Little by little, right? Poco a poco. He'll be learning more. But like I said, Bianca Belair comes out, and then you get to hear.
You know when I learned it? What did Conan say to Tully?
Oh, what was that?
Like learn more Spanish because your grandkid will be speaking it or something like that.
Yeah. It's true. It is true. So like we got to see, Bianca Belair. Dolph Ziggler comes in and is like, "Hey, honey," you're like, Montez sucks. It's like, "Oh no, he doesn't." and then right there. But I like this part of the entrance, with like the mount and like the whip, like the hair. I mean, they did a good job with that. But match quality, I feel pretty decent. Carmella is like highly viewed in WWE. That's why she gets this type of matches. And the fact that like she's able to adapt in a lot of situations. Remember, champion with Ellsworth, R-Truth, and by himself, doing Corey Graves, still does Corey Graves, and now like she has a championship opportunity. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this match, yeah, we go, yee. Honestly, this match was just thrown together,
on the fly.
Yeah, on the fly. And so I'm not going to judge it by that. Like, oh, the feud wasn't legit or anything because it was just thrown together real quick. And no, this was good because Carmella, she started in control, the baby face. Bianca had to fight from, behind. She had to make a comeback, which was good. And it went into her comeback. And then, she pretty much won the thing. It wasn't like a super long match or anything. They didn't go 20 minutes or like that, but it did everything it needed to. It looked good. And the ending was great. Like when she whips her with the hair they're like, oh, great. Sasha Banks knows how that feels. And then, she goes right from that because the hair, they're selling it as like, oh, it's super deadly. So she hits her with the hair, picks her right up into the KOD, 1, 2, 3, and retains. And it was a good, solid match.
Yeah, el KOD, el beso de la muerte. So there you go. And Bianca like actually retains, like you said, good stuff for her. But like we knew that like Bailey was we were all wanting to see like the I Quit match.
Yeah, but I mean, all things considered, though, this was good. It was because nobody knew. I mean, not nobody knew. Nobody expected Bianca to lose the title. Yeah, obviously she wasn't going to lose here, but it was a good title match to put in front of the fans. Like I said, they did everything right. I had no problem with this.
Exactly. So and thank you to every single one that is watching one more time. We're the original Raw Break. We cover every single thing in the professional wrestling world. So, if you're going to give us a subscription, please also comment. Let us know what you guys think about this show. This is going to be a great weekend for every single one of us. We do it in English and en completo español para toda la familia que nos ve así también. Paul, let's talk about the guy that completely switched gears. Otis. Finally he learns how to talk. So I don't know how to comb my own hair. So he's all scuffy and bullshit. But I mean, the guy is just on fire. Even the Academy, didn't that reminding you of the Monday Night or the NFL song a little bit when he came out? Chad Gable and him are doing a good job. And what did he say, Paul? Everybody fears me or something like that.
Yeah, or they can smell fear in the locker room. Yeah, it's like the smell of fear or something like that. No, this was good because Gable's such a good talker, but see, he's also a good wrestler. So he's like the perfect combo for a guy like Otis. And they're putting Otis over big. He beat up the Street Profits. He beat up the Mysterios. He's beating up all these people. So, Otis, they're pushing him for something big.
Somebody is hating us on us or Lavendra like Sean. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the hate.
Oh, yeah.
We
no
love
problem.
every single thing.
You. Make sure you subscribe.
Exactly. Please subscribe. If you want to keep hating us, just keep coming. And all the hate and love we love. And there's love right here. Tom Live. Well, it was good to see and hear live fans again. There's legit love right here.
Yep.
Love of a brother, ever since we started our almost 2 years in the making. So thank you, Tom. How you been? I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you're enjoying this. But going back to Otis, Paul, really good, really good promo. And the guy actually is learning how to talk. I thought that he legit was I ain't talking, but now actually he talks normal. So it took away a little bit from me. But in spite of that, they attacked Cesaro. So I feel bad for Superman. Because really Otis, Otis is good, but wasn't this supposed to be the summers of Cesaro?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're still going to see a late push for Cesaro, especially, if they plan to do a title switch, and then, it opens up a whole new, set of opponents for whoever the champion will be. But with this, this is a really good feud. This could be the same thing where maybe, even if Cesaro does beat Otis, Otis could still look strong somehow. We could say maybe Gable gets involved with it, or maybe, like you said, maybe the push for Cesaro was over and he's going to put over Otis. And they're going to, they're really going to try to get Otis over,
but
try to make him look good.
I really feel bad for Cesaro.
Oh, I mean,
Remember,
I do
supposed
too.
To be the whole build, like, okay, SummerSlam is my main event. Finally, I'm going to get the Universal Championship. It was going to be like the beginning of a main new star, all of that with Cesaro. He was going to be like the chosen one. Now, go back to like the mid card where you belong and you will always be. So I feel bad for him, but then you got to see this match didn't even take place because like it was actually Chad Gable got involved, and then the match was like disqualification. But like right there, like we got to see like the European uppercut, and then get in the swing. Everybody loves it. We gotta like they did it for the crowd.
Yeah,
am I wrong for that? No, but then Otis like came back, took care of him. So this is going to be a match probably at like SummerSlam. They're going to build it all the way there. And then we got to see a little bit of blood, but like, I mean, great job on like turning the guy.
Know what his face looks like? And you're watching like a movie, he looks like the bully.
Oh yeah, bully.
Like the kid like who bullies all the other kids and beats them up.
Like Bulk, and
I don't know. He wasn't really a bully. He was more like the one getting bullied.
He was trying to be a bully, but of course the Power Rangers say, fuck off. You
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but this is good.
Let's talk about like Edge. Let's talk about Edge. Because like he was going to kill Braxton. Paul Heyman, when he wants to be on fire, he's still like one of the greatest promo ever. And like he was talking about just how like Roman is going to take care of Edge. Edge might think that he's going to win and all of that, but there's no way. Roman at the end of Money in the Bank is going to stay build the Universal Championship. Big E got involved, so this concerns me because
not imagine because we didn't have to because we experienced it. But just think, you had this great promo by Paul Heyman, where he's intense, and then you just hear Big E.
Oh yeah,
to me, it's like it just you let all the air out of the balloon because I'm like, is the only reason why you would do this is if you're gonna do Big E versus Roman.
And then that's what I mean. It got me really scared. I was
like, is that like what you're doing here? Because it's like, please don't.
No. I mean, if you'd rather do this, then like give this guy a chance. That really is gonna piss me off. If you don't rather give this guy a chance, no, it just sucks. It's not fair for Cesaro. It's just not. It just shows that like, you have so much favoritism for Big E, and it's not fair.
Because it's like, what did he do? It's like, what did Big E do? He lost in his title matches to become Intercontinental Champion again, so he deserves to be Universal Champ. You know what I mean? What is that? No, he hasn't done anything.
No,
unless he wins Money in the Bank and he goes after Roman at SummerSlam instead of going after Bobby Lashley, because now it's going to be Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg. Yeah, what we wanted to see. There's that picture. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I tried to get it for next time.
Thankfully, I don't have to see it till.
I know. What we wanted to see was Lesnar and Lashley. That's what we will get. And it's like Goldberg and Lashley.
Yeah, what we wanted versus what we get. Here we go. So
because we don't even do this. We only ask subscriptions. We don't ask for money. We don't have the widget yet. I'm trying to get that, and as soon as we get that, we're going to start, milking all you guys out. No, we're not going to do that. But give this guy a little bit of money. At least the way that they're portraying, Baron Corbin is pretty legit. Like they're actually embarrassing the guy to the point that like everybody is going to be, feel sympathy for the guy, and I think that's why they're doing this. And there you go. He's like asking everybody on his knees.
To me, I laugh. I'm like, this guy's such a loser.
Well, I mean, they're finally acknowledging for who he is, right?
I guess so.
He's not against because like the guy's good. The guy's actually has great move set. Like he's intense. He can have good matches. Unfortunately, the way that they portray him with all the stuff that he's been given has been wrong. And you never give him an opportunity to look legit and serious, and that's why everybody just takes care of him. Kevin Owens comes out and it's Stunner and done. So like I really think that they're gonna try to.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Kevin, you have money. Kevin, you have money. You're legit. You'll help me out, right? And done.
Oh yeah, and done. So like we're gonna go talking about like the main event, but like you said before, we do that for every single one that like absolutely love cake. Paul, you love cake? I do. Okay, I like vanilla a little bit. And,
Yee.
and there's going to be a lot of cake coming for every single one of you because Tony Storm debuts on Friday. So if you want dessert on Friday after the burger, after a beer, cake is coming in the form of Tony Storm. There you go, family. So let's go to the main event, Paul. Like you said, we got to see this. I don't know if it was lazy or not, but like, there you go. Fatal four-way between all the participants of the Money in the Bank on the SmackDown brand. What do you think? The match was actually pretty good, though, for what they gave us. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was hard for me to get into it at first because it was the lazy booking. It's, I say it's the same thing on Monday Night Raw. Why are we seeing these people again? Not again, but like we're going to see them again Sunday. So why are we seeing them now? That just takes away from the match on Sunday, which should feel special. You should try to save that, build its excitement. But, this was still pretty good. They got you excited. Same thing like Ricochet when he went through the ladder with Morrison.
With John Morrison, yeah.
Yeah, you saw a lot of big spots here, especially, Kevin Owens going through the announce table.
Yeah.
That was,
it feels like his lip. You can see that. Oh, yeah.
But Kevin Owens is a crazy son of a bitch. But, he was great, and to me, the ending of this was good, too. The way, Rollins. Yeah, exactly. I was just saying, Rollins getting the stomp and, winning this is good because it makes you think, man, is he going to ride this momentum? Is he going to be the one to win Money in the Bank? Is he what he said to Edge? Is that going to come true? We don't know. We have to wait and see.
Oh, yeah, like he has like this, like he got the briefcase and also Michael Cole will selling. Really legit for him. It's like, remember the last time that Seth Rollins did the exact same thing? He cashed in on WrestleMania, made it into like a triple threat, and ended up pinning Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I would say the one guy who has zero to me momentum in all this because it's like nobody believes it is Nakamura.
Oh, yeah. But like you said, they started out good with like Rick Booge and all of that. Like it was cool, but like every single week, and the fact that like the story with Corbin was so lame. Remember, like we got to see that match for how long? We got to see this for like it was.
Now when you look at him, if you just look at Nakamura, and you don't acknowledge the Rick Boogs and the Corbin thing, and you just look at him in that picture, like with the crown. Now you have to throw the picture back up.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like there, like he looks pretty badass. But then when you like see him and it's like Boogs is kind of embarrassing and everything else, it just I don't know. He just doesn't feel as legit as he should.
And and for example, and when Kevin Owens did the big the elbow, he does it on Nakamura. So like the only complaint I have, and not even a complaint, but it's like why a babyface is doing such a big high risk move to a babyface.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just do that on like maybe Rollins? I know,
or like if match, or if like you still could have did that because you could have had maybe Biggie and Nakamura, go at each other.
In the ring,
and then Kevin Owens goes to do that to Rollins. Rollins rolls out of the way, and then Kevin Owens takes himself out. Biggie takes out Nakamura. Rollins rolls in the ring, hits the stomp on the ladder onto Big E, 1, 2, 3, and wins it.
Exactly. So that's what they should have done. But like, unfortunately, they didn't do that. But in the way you see, like Seth Rollins is right there. Like, and he's saying, rubric, subscribe, right there. See, I should get like the subscribe button right there to the hand for people to subscribe. But like he's pointing out at like a potential win, so that is interesting. But that was the SmackDown for every single one of you. A pretty good show. You know what? At least we're excited that the crowds are back. We're trying to gain our lives back. So I hope that all of you, all the ones that are watching, your families, everybody is safe, and like healthy. So like we're trying to get our lives back. And this is a sign that like, the way that we used to live is very soon coming to, fruition again. So this is really cool. So family, thank you so very much. Don't forget, before we go, tomorrow also around the same time, around this, we're going to be coming out live because we don't do just WWE for the ones that know. We do Impact also. So we cover every single pay-per-view from Impact. And this is no different because this is one of like the bigger shows. Slammiversary, Jean-Paul. Main event right there. What else do you want? Kenny Omega against Sami Callihan in a no disqualification match. Is Sami Callihan going to be able to get that title back and bring him back to the Impact locker room? We wanted Moose. That was like the easiest like choice. But unfortunately, they booked Moose against Chris Sabin. I don't know what Scott D'Amore is thinking, but I don't know what you feel, but this is going to be a great event. A lot of great matches. So also, Paul, the Ultimate X is coming back. Joseph Alexander, Ace Austin are going to be involved. A lot of great stuff. Ahmad Cardona is going to be actually coming back with Chelsea Green fighting against Neil and Brian Myers. So a lot of good stuff right there, Paul. So like we're really excited for this.
Yeah, I'm excited for, a lot of these matches. And I mean, the one thing I really wish here is this would have been another rematch. Like you said, Moose versus Omega, I think would have been good. There's some controversy with Omega. Well, I'll save that. I'll talk about it with the, in the review tomorrow with everything going on with that fan who jumped the railing at the last Dynamite show. A lot of controversy. But, this was I am looking forward to Slammiversary. I feel like still there's probably I'm going to say the same thing I say about every Impact pay-per-view. There's probably one or two many matches on the show. If you would have, trimmed some of the fat, like I like to say, it would be a more enjoyable show. But I am looking forward to it. And Money in the Bank, like we said, it's a full weekend. We're just getting started.
Oh, yeah. Money in the Bank right there, guys. So, like, every single match, every single move, we're going to be talking about who wins, who doesn't win. So, like, just do it really quick, Paul, before we go. Like, who do you think is going to win Money in the Bank in the men's side?
Oh, for the men, I mean, this is tough. Like I said, Big E, but now I'm not sure with that. Anybody on Raw, not really. Drew, Ricochet, Morrison, Riddle, no. I'm got to go with Rollins right now. I got to go with the hot hand.
Yeah, John Paul picks this guy. Said freaking Rollins. Like he says, "Hey, thank you, Paul. That's legit. Yeah. That's a fan right there." I'm gonna go with like Matt Riddle. I want Riddle just to win, so he can bring it to Randy, and then they can actually go and challenge for the tag titles. That's what it's gonna be for me. But let's go to the women's side, Paul. Who's gonna win?
I mean, Liv Morgan would be cool for the baby faces. But, I mean, man, I really could see it being Alexa Bliss, too. But, I mean, Zelina Vega would be great because I feel like Zelina would cut such good promos being like, oh, I won Money in the Bank, blah, blah, blah. For, I guess, who I think will win, I'm going to say Liv. Who I want to win, I'm going to say Zelina.
Okay. All right. So, let's go on my end. Who do I think is going to win? Liv. Who do I want to win? Liv.
Okay, yeah. So you're hoping for Liv no matter what.
It will be cool also, for example, like I said, Selena, I will not be upset if like Nikki wins it. But of course, the gimmick with like almost a superhero is just kind of bullshit. It's like how like the Hurricane will win it. Like Hurricane, and I'm legit. Yeah, cool, but at the same time, But Liv, despite I'm still really upset about Bo Dallas. I'm like, can you date like somebody like a main eventer? Can you date Cesaro or somebody a little better? But anyway, like when it comes to personal choice, that's their call. But Money in the Bank is going to be really interesting. Becky Lynch might be coming back. There's going to be a lot of surprises in this weekend for the WWE.
That's what I say about Becky Lynch.
Pato is excited. Pato, the man, el hombre, is going to be de vuelta. Así que check us out. We're going to be in English and pretty also like right after the English, I'm going to try to do the Spanish version also for every single one of you. So you got both languages. So I don't get like, oh, why you always the English, man? We're supposed to be Mysterio, mijo. Where's Mysterio, mijo? So, we're going to do that. But, Paul, with time to go, and thank you so very much for every single one of you that has been watching. Don't forget, one more time, subscribe, help us out. We want to keep growing. We want to make it to 2,000, 3,000. More things coming out also your way. So, just got to, hope, keep waiting, and, Twitch, and a lot of good things. Thank you to every single one that is watching there. Where else, Paul?
Yeah, and make sure you follow us Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Original Rope Break on Twitch, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
So remember, Impact tomorrow, and you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...